It's 3 a.m. Your phone's dead somewhere in the dark. The ceiling is the only thing in front of you, and the room is quiet enough that you can hear your own blood. You didn't think about it all day. Work, food, scrolling, sleep, none of it left room for this. But now, out of nowhere, the question just arrives: what is the point of any of this? Here's the plan for the next few minutes. First, why your brain even goes here alone at night and nowhere else. Then, 4 traps hiding inside that one thought. And last, the strongest fact in this whole video. Right now, though, you're lying on a rock. The rock is spinning in the dark next to a few billion other rocks around a star that isn't even one of the bright ones. That star is one of 100 billion in a galaxy. The galaxy is one of 2 trillion. In about 5 billion years, the sun swells up and swallows the planet you're lying on whole. And a very, very long time after that, the whole universe just goes cold. Every star burns out. Every trace of everyone who ever lived gone, with 0 exceptions. So none of it matters. It never did. That's the thought. Maybe you've had it. It has a name: cosmic nihilism, and it usually starts exactly like this: alone at night, nowhere left to hide from it. First, why does this thought only show up at night? You're not having some special insight the rest of your life is hiding from you. This is a documented mechanism. It's called terror management theory. When a reminder of death gets close to the surface and there's nothing left to distract you from it, your brain runs this exact script. Darkness, silence, being alone, those are the 3 conditions that trigger it. It's not a bug. It's not you being broken. It's a switch, and you just flipped it by lying still in the dark for too long. Ever notice it never happens at noon in a crowded room, mid-conversation? Same brain, different lighting. Second trap: we're just atoms. Technically true, you are, but a piano is also technically just vibrating air. Nobody hears a song and decides the music wasn't real because you could describe it as air pressure changes. The philosopher Daniel has a name for this mistake: greedy reductionism. It's the idea that if something can be described at its smallest level, it stops being real at the bigger level. That's not logic. That's a trick your brain plays on itself at 3 a.m. because it sounds like profundity. You are atoms. You're also the only thing in the observable universe currently worried about what that means. Both are true at once. Third trap: scale. The universe is unimaginably huge, so I'm unimaginably unimportant. Your brain evolved a rule: bigger equals more dangerous equals more important. Works great for telling a bear from a mouse. It completely breaks the moment you point it at galaxies, because that rule was never built for cosmic scale. It was built for a savanna. And here's the actual twist: the universe was never watching you closely enough to call you insignificant. It doesn't have the equipment to notice anything, let alone grade you. Only people can do that and notice each other, matter to each other, and somebody right now already does. Fourth trap, the one that stings the most: you'll be forgotten. 200 years from now, nobody alive will know your name. 200 years, that's the number. True, but think about what that fear actually assumes: that you were supposed to leave a permanent mark on the universe, and now you're panicking about failing an assignment nobody ever gave you. There's an actual term for the flip side of this: a cosmic insignificance therapy. Since nothing was ever tracking your score, there was never a score to lose. Now here's the part that should feel like a contradiction and isn't. You'd think the people who spend the most time actively searching for meaning, reading about it, thinking about it, chasing it, would be the ones who find the most of it. The opposite shows up in the data. Psychologist Michael has studied this for years. Searching for meaning and having meaning are 2 separate things, and people scoring highest on search often score lower on actually feeling meaning. The searching itself can be the symptom, not the cure. That 3 a.m. spiral where you're actively hunting for the answer, that hunting might be part of what's keeping it out of reach. So what does the data say actually works? This is the strongest fact in this entire video, so it's going last, and it comes from the longest-running study in the history of psychology. Has been tracking the same group of people for 85 years, their health, their choices, their happiness, generation after generation. Same researchers' families, same subjects' families since 1938. Psychiatrist Robert runs it now. And across 85 years of data, one single factor comes back again and again as the strongest predictor of whether someone feels their life meant something: the quality of their close relationships. Not career, not money, not achievements, who you're close to and how close. One honest complication before we close this, because a clean answer here would be a lie. Having people who love you doesn't delete this feeling. People with the best relationships in the world still have 3 a.m. like this sometimes. Meaning doesn't seem to come from removing the struggle, it seems to come from what you do while you're in it. The philosopher Albert Camus wrote about this directly. Imagine Sisyphus, condemned to push a boulder up a mountain forever, watching it roll back down every single time. Camus doesn't tell you to pretend the boulder will stay at the top. He tells you the pushing itself, right now in this moment, is yours. One must imagine Sisyphus happy, he wrote, not because he wins, because it's his. So you're back in that same room, same dark, maybe a little gray light coming in now. Same facts as when we started, your atoms, you'll be forgotten, the sun really will swallow this planet one day, none of that changed. But nobody was ever watching to grade this night, which means nobody's watching to grade what you do with tomorrow either. That part's still yours to decide.